Welcome to another edition of Winners Get Money, Season 3, Episode number 6. Let's go, guys. I'm James Myers. I got my boy, you guys know the drill, my boy David Verano. Say what's up, David.
What's up, everyone?
Yeah, let's go, guys. All right, heading into college football week 10. It's crazy. We're at double digits week now for college football. Gosh, it flew. It's too bad. Yeah, but if you're new to the show, we do our lineup. That's how it goes. We discuss what stood out the previous week in college and NFL. Talk about kind of the big matchups that happened, the big wins, what stood out headlines wise in college and NFL. We recap our best bets from last week, and then we give out our best bets for college and NFL, and we break it down, give you some analysis, and hopefully get you guys some winners. Anyways, let's jump into it. Again, thank you for joining us. Follow us at Winners Get Money, our YouTube channel, X, all that good stuff. We appreciate it. All right, let's jump into week 9. What stood out? A couple headlines. Read them off real quick. Ole Miss beats Oklahoma. That was one of the top 25 matchups of the week. Vandy beats Missouri, another top 25 matchup. Best start in Vandy, almost school history, 40, 50 years, I think. And then A&M beats the crap out of LSU by 24. Brian Kelly gets the boot at LSU finally. And from what I've been reading online, it sounds like he won't be missed. But anyway, we'll finish that for last because that's probably the juiciest headline. Ole Miss beats Oklahoma. What your thoughts on that? A big signature win for Lane Kiffin. I got to give it to him. I want to say this was like one of his first in conference like top 15 opponent he's beaten on the road or something like that in a long time. Or he hasn't had many of them, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a big win. Probably, like you said, the biggest win in his oldest, career at this point. But yeah, especially coming off. I think was it the week before they lost
Yeah,
to
Georgia.
Georgia.
Hmm.
Coming off a tough loss there, where Ole Miss was there to win that game, and then they kind of come back. This week, fast forward and be a good Oklahoma team. Yeah, good for them. I think they climbed up to number 7 in the country now. So
Yeah.
yeah, good for them. I think they have South Carolina this upcoming week, so another winnable game for sure. And I think after that they have like Citadel or something like some
Yeah.
absolute cupcake. So
Mhm.
much needed break for them in a couple weeks, but yeah, very good one for them. Um, yeah, I didn't watch too much of it. Saw a little bit of highlights, but yeah, good win.
Yeah, Ole Miss finally they definitely look like they belong in the like this year for sure. Because those old Ole Miss teams just kind of in the past they'd win the games in the beginning and then they just kind of fell apart once conference play. They play with the big boys, but this year they actually got a defense. They revamped in the transfer portal and it's showing. Anyways, let's move on. Vandy beats Missouri. Diego Pavia gets it done again. Saw a couple clips of him. People were kind of upset with his post-game press conference about him like saying that he should get the Heisman because I think he's only averaging like 150 yards to 200 yards a game these past like 3 or 4 games. But I mean, I'm not. I mean, good for the school. It's kind of cool to see with Vanderbilt. I mean, when's the last time Vanderbilt football's been this good? But anyway, they knock up another top 25 opponent. They got a brutal schedule, but they get it done here.
Yeah, I mean, big win for them. It came down to the very end. Remember, it was 10-10, 2-minute warning. Vanderbilt takes it in first and goal. On second goal, they end up fumbling at the goal line.
Oh wow.
But
Okay.
fumbling at the goal line, Missouri recovers. They review it, and they kind of lucked out. They ended up being down at like the 1.5. They ended up punching it in, and then Missouri has about 140 to come back down and tie it. But a couple penalties here and there on the drive. They had a chance. What was last play of the game? Guy catches it at the half-yard line. He's knees down. They reviewed it because at first they said it was incomplete. Reviewed it. They said, "Oh, like he caught it, but he's down at the one ball game."
Wow.
So I mean, it was definitely a little. It was a good game. Nail biter for sure. We
Wow.
got home on that one, which was good. But yeah, Vanderbilt just kind of keep doing it. So good for them.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see. And then moving on, juiciest headline. We'll keep it quick, but had to talk about it. Brian Kelly getting fired after LSU got smoked by A&M. I'll be the first to admit it. I think I said on our first episode after week 1, I was kind of a believer in LSU. But then again, I didn't know how bad Clemson was at the time. No one did. No one expected to be Clemson as bad as they were either. It's crazy because they were loaded on paper LSU, and it's amazing. Like Nussmeier, who's going to be probably a first round pick in the draft, just they just couldn't get the offense going this year. It just really was poor, and then probably their worst defensive performance of the season, giving up 49. Because that LSU defense has actually been pretty solid all year. Worst performance. A&M also, I think, is legit. I'm a believer now. Like, I'm not trying
Yeah.
to mush them, but I'm a believer in A&M. They're a good team. They're undefeated. I think now they're number three, which is insane. I can't think of the last time they've been in top five like that. So, but anyway, your thoughts? Yeah, like I said, a lot of people were kind of happy to see Brian Kelly get out the door.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it kind of just seemed like from the beginning when he left Notre Dame to go to LSU, like something just didn't click
Yeah,
for him at all. The last couple seasons there, and yeah, I mean, like you said, a lot of people kind of seemed to be happy with it, and yeah, I mean, like you said, LSU's expectations, pretty high for them
as they should be. Yeah.
as they should be. I mean, it's LSU. I mean, at the end
Yeah.
of the day, like it's a big marquee, football program, and
Mhm.
um, yeah, so, I mean, it's interesting news, especially
It's
like what after what are they like 5-3 now? So 5-3
yeah.
starts. So I
I mean,
mean,
they're
yeah, I mean,
done.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
done. Yeah,
Yeah.
but especially for an LSU team, like yeah, you have three losses at not even to November, then yeah, I mean, someone's got to go at that point.
Yeah. It's crazy too, because like, I mean, me and you have said it before on like previous shows. Like, we're not the biggest Brian Kelly fan. We've always said like he doesn't come up in the big games. They always find a way to lose. And I mean, look at Notre Dame. Since Marcus Freeman's been there, they've actually made it natty. And
Yeah,
like, and Brian Kelly, since he's been with LSU, they've never even sniffed a playoff. And it's easier now to get into the playoffs since he's been there because it's expanded. And it's just crazy to me. Like he hasn't. I think they like they whiffed on this hire. To be honest, they did. But we'll see who they go and get. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know who the guy is for LSU. People are saying that guy Fickle from Wisconsin, but I don't know why. But we'll see. Anyways, let's move on. We don't want to keep. Let's get to our recap real quick of our best bets. I'll just read them off real quick. Overall, I'm now at 8-8. We both lost on Kansas -3. I lost on Baylor against Cincinnati +4. And then I won on Ole Miss. They won outright. They were +5. David is 6-6 overall in college. One on Vandy, one on BYU, and then he lost on Kansas, as I mentioned already. Okay, let's transition. Let's go best bets week 10 college football. We're on the same side of all these again. So we've had pretty solid, profitable weeks when we've been on just about every pick. So you want to start us off on our first game?
yeah. I'll start us off. Yeah, I mean, last time we had all the same games, we went 5-1.
Yeah, very
As a
true.
whole. So,
Hmm.
I mean, 5-1, I guess, is the same pick. So what, 3-1 we ended up being, whatever it
Yeah.
was. But
Mhm.
yeah, this week, couple big games. We have Texas -2.5 at home against Vanderbilt, and this line just kind of screams Texas. I know we kind of talked about Vanderbilt these last couple weeks. I'm for sure was a believer in Vanderbilt. I was backing them a couple times throughout the year, but I just think finally it's going to catch up to them.
Mhm.
It's a bad spot.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt. When they won last week in Missouri, they were home. When they beat LSU the week prior, they were home. They lost at Alabama, 3 weeks ago. So it's like pretty much Vanderbilt at home. I trust a lot more than Vanderbilt on the road.
Yeah.
Plus, Texas is a tough place to play on their end. Texas is Texas. Texas is Texas at the end of the day. Certainly not pushover team that anyone can kind of go in and beat. So Texas by less than a field goal here just seems like the right play.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I'm with you on this game. I agree. I think like you said, the luck runs out for Vanderbilt. I think they're going to give. I've noticed Pavia can struggle on the road. He struggles on the road. I've noticed in the big hostile environments against Alabama, he threw some bad picks when they easily could have been in that game and won it. I think yeah, the luck runs out, and I just is okay. I know this might be a crazy take after barely beating Miss State, but is Vanderbilt really that much better than Texas anyway? Like I don't know. I just don't like. I mean Texas may just be the better team too. Like I know a lot of people are down on Arch, but I think he's shown like these past few weeks he's actually played pretty solid. I'll admit it. I mean he looked good in last week against Miss State where they put up 45 in overtime. I mean
Yeah.
so I think he's kind of coming around. I think Texas will be ready. I think This game, you know what this game reminds me? It reminds me of the Red River rivalry a few weeks ago. I think that's how this game's going to be, might be, where Texas just shuts down Vanderbilt pretty much, and on offense, Texas does enough to get by and get at least a field goal win here. That's what I'm seeing here in this game.
Yeah, like you said too. I mean, you take away the home field advantage, which is about 2.5 points now.
Yeah,
Are these teams even on a neutral? I think this Texas a little bit more of a talent disparity on their end.
yeah,
And I yeah, that's why like they're. I just feel like at the end they'll break away here. Like you said, Pavia successful to the. He's not the best passing quarterback. Yeah, his rugby style is good,
yeah.
and he'll fight for yards and he'll give you a good he'll give you a good fight. I
Effort,
guess you could
yeah,
say good
effort,
effort, good
yeah,
fight. Yeah, but at the end of the day, yeah, I think Texas just might be a little too much at home.
yeah. Okay, cool. We're gonna move to another big top 25 matchup this week. We're going with another favorite at home. We're taking the Vols, Tennessee -3 against Oklahoma. It's another fade against Oklahoma for me this week. I just think with Aguilar, Tennessee looked sharp last week against Kentucky. I think they found their form again after the loss to, was it Georgia? They
Georgia
lost
at
to a
home.
few weeks ago. Yeah, they've kind of bounced back and they've looked solid every week since. And I think it's just a fade against Oklahoma's offense. It's Oklahoma's defense is legit. I think they're going to get stops here and there, but I think they'll eventually give in, and Tennessee will eventually be able to open up the offense because Aguilar can throw with the best of them. Honestly, I think he's just as good with a lot of the good quarterbacks in the country. So a field goal here at home, I like. I just think Oklahoma's offense just can be so flat at times. I watched a lot of that game against Ole Miss last week. Ole Miss kind of had the clamps on them. And Ole Miss defense has been, but I mean, the broadcast was saying it too. Ole Miss's defense has been susceptible to giving up big plays, and Oklahoma just didn't exploit it. And I love Mateer, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think he has enough weapons on the outside right now. And I think Tennessee handles it and probably wins by a touchdown here.
Yeah, I mean this is also one of my plays. Taking the 3 points here, and yeah, it's just one of those games you kind of look at for Tennessee. Is it a must win? Well, I think everything's a must win now, and,
Yeah,
and in conference play, but
especially yeah, SEC. Yeah,
especially as you see like every week, teams will beat up on each other. It is what it is, but um, yeah, especially coming after that Georgia loss at home, I feel like they usually have one, I would say marquee win at home for a season, and this might be the one
Mhm.
for them. I mean, you kind of said it too. It's Tennessee's offense. We know what they are. You look at Oklahoma, it's like we know what they could be, but every week you don't really know what you're going to get out of them.
Mhm.
And you said even getting back Mateer, QB last couple of weeks, but when he came back in the Red River rivalry, I mean, yeah, he was coming off injury, he didn't look great, but it's like it was almost like you expect a little bit more out of
Yeah.
OU, and
No, I agree.
and like you said too, it's like Oklahoma's defense, they're legit, but I don't know, I just feel like this type of game, like Tennessee just kind of pulls away late. It'll probably be close. It'll probably be tight. Probably very similar to that Ole Miss game last week that they played. Um, but yeah, I mean, probably get a 3-6 point victory here.
I agree. Okay. Let's go to our next one. We got a total in college this week. What do we got, Dave?
Yeah, we have over Texas Tech at Kansas State. Over 52. Over 52. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of talking about this a little bit offline, and this just seems like a low 30, mid 30 type of game.
Mhm.
Um, you'll mention about Texas Tech, but their offense is more than capable of putting up the points. K State, they came up in a big win against Kansas last week. Did they just
Yeah,
come
they
out flat?
faded.
If I
Yeah.
yeah, they burned us pretty bad there. But
Yeah.
um, did they just come out flat after that rivalry win? I mean, we'll see. And if they do come out flat, then perfect, more points for us. But Kansas State, like you probably say as well, is like they have the offense to kind of keep up here. They might not keep it like super super close, but Texas Tech, they have the ability to blow teams out. They can put up 35, 40 points. I mean, they probably could get to 52 by themselves, to be honest. That's the kind
Yeah.
of offense that they have. But yeah, you get this game 35, 30, 35, 30, 65 points. I mean, that's more than enough here to get us over the total.
Yeah. I agree. I think we mentioned too, we think Texas Tech might jump out big and then kind of coast at the end and give up some points at the end with K-State. K-State's offense has actually been playing really good ball lately. The past four games, they put up 34, 34, 41, and 42. So the offense is not the issue right now for K-State. It's the defense. And Baron Morton back for the quarterback for Texas Tech after they lost their backup, but now the starter's back, and since when he's been playing for Texas Tech, they've looked pretty tough. They've looked like a playoff contender, So I expect Texas Tech's offense to pick up where they left off with him. It's college. This is an NFL. I think it's easier to jump back into the swing of things in college. Because the talent discrepancy, to be honest with you, like NFL, it's a little tougher, but I think Morton will look good. I think he'll look sharp, and I think this game gets over the number of 52. And I don't think weather's an issue, right? Kansas? No, it shouldn't be. So, uh, yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that one. Over 52, Texas Tech at Kansas State, and we'll post those. Those are our three plays for college. Let's swing over. Let's shift. National Football League, crazy league. We go into week 9. Crazy. Week 9. We're about halfway through the season now in NFL. It's nuts. Overall, David is 7-4. He won our classic. We both won on the Dallas over. He had Pitt +3, which was a loss. I'm 8-7 overall. Had the Dallas over. I won on. Lost on the Bears +6.5 and the Giants +7.5. Gave out the Bears +6.5 early in the week, and I didn't even get Lamar, and the Bears still couldn't cover. I'll admit that was bad. Caleb Williams, I think they were down 3 early in the fourth, and he threw a pick inside his own 20, and it just kind of the wheels fell off from there. So very poor performance from the Bears, to say the least. Giants losing Scatterbo, I think, kind of messed them up. But Eagles came out firing. No disrespect to the Eagles. So anyway, let's jump into our best bets for Week 9 NFL. I'll start us off this week since we haven't. Again, we're on the same place for NFL as well. So all 6 again, like we said earlier. I'll start us off. Are we going? What do you think? Are we going Houston, or should we go spread first, or overs first?
Uh, let's go spread. No,
Okay.
William would be over.
Okay. We'll go Houston. We're going Houston Texans -2 at home against Denver Broncos. We think this is a great spot for Houston to be in. Back-to-back home games after beating San Francisco pretty handily last week. A beat up beat up San Francisco team, I will say. Denver off a high win. Offense couldn't have looked better against Dallas. I think they come out a little flat. Houston's defense is legit at home, and it's just a legit defense. I think they're going to get after Knicks. And don't sleep on that injury with Surtain. Nico Collins, I think, is back this week. I think Nico Collins might, because what's the corner? The other corner for Denver, I was watching. He has the most penalties out of any corner in the league against him. Pass interference penalties. I think Nico Collins might expose that. I think Houston gets after it, and I think D'Amico Ryans will have him coached up. Stroud looks more in form lately. He looks solid, and they've been getting the run game going too, as well. I think it'll be a tight game. This game might be a little ugly, but I think Houston does enough to win here and cover the 2, and probably maybe win by a field goal at the end.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of looking at this line too, and it just kind of stood out to me. Texans -2. I was like, oh, that's a play. Then you kind of dig into it a little bit more. The Broncos, if you look at their past games, a lot of tight games. I'll go all the way back to the Eagle game that they won. They won that one by 4. And then they have to go to Europe. They only win by 2, and kind of a stinker against the Jets. And then you have that Giants comeback miracle, 33-point fourth quarter. And then last week they just look good, against the Cowboys. But the Cowboys, they make everyone look good. So
The defense does, yeah.
the defense does,
Mhm.
yeah. And then you go up to this week too, and it's like now you're traveling to Houston. You have 2 divisional games back to back after this week. If they're gonna lay an egg, it's this week, because then they got the Raiders next week. Then they have a really big game against the Chiefs in 2 weeks. So if there's ever like a sandwich spot where they're gonna lose or just maybe not give their best performance, it's gonna be this week. And on the Texans side, it just seems like the Texans, like they're starting to build that momentum.
Yeah, they got
And
confidence.
yeah, and I think this is the best spot to kind of keep that going, especially with just kind of what I talked about with the Broncos. Not the best spot for them. 2 weeks in a row, Texans are at home. Like I look for them to put a good effort here.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. We're on Texans -2 at home against Denver. Our next play. Tell us our next play, Dave.
Back for what 4 weeks in a row now.
Oh, yeah. If
Uh,
it ain't broke, don't fix it.
we have Monday Night Football. Our favorite team, the Cowboys against the Cardinals. over 54. They
Yeah.
brought the spread a little bit on us, a couple points
Yeah,
from
the
last
books are
week.
starting to catch on.
They try
Yeah.
to catch on, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's just if it, like you said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Cowboys are going to put up their points. I mean, they put up 24 last week against the Broncos, a good Broncos defense.
And the Broncos put up 44.
They get 44,
Yeah.
but like,
Yeah.
yeah. So this is one of those things that just this point in the NFL, you know what the over teams are. You know who's the under teams, and the Cowboys like every week are going to give you a shot to hit this over. So
Yeah. I agree. In a dome, Cards, I think, are getting Kyler back too, so they should be able to move the
yeah,
ball in Dallas. Uh, I mean, Brissett's. I think even if Brissett started this game, I think they could still get this over 54. Brissett's been able to show he's moved the ball. Both teams are relatively healthy, except except where we need it most. Dallas' secondary is so banged up. I think in the fourth quarter or third quarter, Dallas was down to like their fourth and fifth string corners. I'm
yeah,
not kidding. They just looked lost. Like it wasn't like Denver wasn't running crazy stuff. They just looked lost. I mean, I was texting you like every touchdown Denver got, the guy it just they weren't hard throws. Every guy
yeah,
was like wide open. I mean, it's just Bo Nix scrambling, and we know Murray can scramble. Dallas cannot put pressure on these QBs. I expect Arizona to put up at least 28 to 31 points here, and Dallas to do the same. Yeah, I see like a high scoring like 35-31 game, honestly. I do. I don't.
yeah. It seems like it's just one of those like entertaining Monday Night Football games you don't
Mhm.
really expect much out of, and then here you are in the shootout,
Yeah.
in the fourth quarter. So I
Arizona
think
needs
it's
it
a
too. Yeah,
yeah,
they desperate they have to have this game. So I think Dallas does too. So this it's probably a loser goes home game too as well. Um, okay, so the Cowboys again over 54. We're going for it again, boys. Okay, next play we're going to go with another over. We're not. We're riding the wave as well. Bengals over 52 and a half. Bengals Bears over 52 and a half. This is just a fade against Bengals defense. Plain and simple. We think we what Cincinnati just showed us last week, gave up 39 to the Jets. The previous week, Aaron Rodgers threw all over them on Thursday Night Football. That was another shootout. I expect another shootout here. Caleb Williams has shown every single time they have played a subpar defense or below average defense, he has been able to move the ball for Chicago. So I expect them to move the ball. I expect Cincinnati to move the ball. They're still all healthy on offense. With Flacco now, they're putting up points. I mean, they're averaging over 30 points a game with Flacco at quarterback. I don't see why they can't do it here again. I expect another high scoring game. Just like the Arizona Dallas game. I expect kind of around the similar score, 35-31, something like that. So yeah, I expect both teams to move the ball pretty up and down, go up down the field here.
yeah. I mean, this game, like we said, like the Bengals defense kind of has this similar characteristics of what the Cowboys have been showing. And like right here, we're just gonna look to kind of expose that with these overs. Flacco more than able to score points. I mean, he has, they said he finally has a QB1 or
Mhm.
a wide receiver one at the age of
Yeah,
what 40, whatever he is. So, yeah, he has the weapons and he's more than capable to get us, this over here. And like you said, on the Bears side, Caleb Williams, this is where he shines. Is against these like mid tier defenses. He'll look good. So yeah, I mean, who knows who wins this game, but for sure we'll see it in the high 20s.
yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah, that's it. So we'll put those plays up as well. Those are our three plays. Texans -2, Cowboys over 54, and Bengals Bears over 52 and a half. Yeah, just again, appreciate you guys listening. Follow us on Twitter. A couple write-ups. Wrote a write-up as well, kind of about the surprising stuff so far in the NFL, headlines through the halfway point of the season. Follow that as well if you guys don't mind giving that a read. Anything else, Dave, before we send them on their way?
Uh, yeah, I mean, I guess a quick little like Circa Survivor update.
Mm,
After last week, I think it was like 45% of the entries are gone.
yeah.
The Falcons, they like over 1,300 picks on the Falcons. Bengals were the second best or third most favorite actually. The Colts were number one, and they got home last week. But um, yeah, I mean, there's what 2,057
Wow.
left through week nine. We're only in week nine, and they still have the
How many
Thanksgiving
entered?
week.
How many contestants were there at the start?
41, 4,200.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Dang, dude.
there's this other Circa Survivor contest called this like the Grandissimo or something.
Mm,
$100,000 buy-in.
okay.
But 100,000, and I think there's like 14 left already or something. But yeah, it's just insane.
That is,
Um, but yeah, I mean, Circus Survivor it seems like every year it's getting more and more popular.
yeah,
I mean, it's cool, seeing teams that you think should win, and the NFL parity hits, and
yeah.
you're out. So
I think the
um,
biggest, yeah, like you said, Atlanta. I think the biggest upset last week was probably Miami beating Atlanta, right? Is that the biggest dog who won outright? Because there's a lot of
yeah,
favorites that won.
yeah, biggest dog.
Right.
Yeah, I think the only two that lost was the Falcons game because I want to say they were probably
Bengals, right?
decent. The Bengals, yeah, the Bengals
Yeah,
were, yeah, I can't remember what the spread was, but they were a pretty hefty spread.
yeah,
Um, and the Falcons, but the Falcons just no showed last week. But
yeah. I expect a better performance from them this week, though. Getting Penix. Is Penix back, or is it Cousins again?
I think it's up in the air still.
Yeah, it's crazy though. Yeah, they like you said, they no showed flat. All right, yeah, that's it. It's gonna do it for Winners Get Money again. We'll post this on our YouTube. You can follow us, guys. We appreciate it. Thanks for your time. Yeah, be responsible bettors. All right, guys. See ya.